Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to explain how to create route tables. Okay. For this, I'm going to create one VPC and I'm going to create two subnets. One is public subnet, one is private subnet. Okay. So I'm going to name this as public, prod VPC, and I'm going to name this subnet as public subnet, and I am going to name this as private subnet. So to communicate outside of the world, you have to create one internet gateway. So this will allow you to the communicate to these subnets from outside of the world. Okay, this internet gateway. So if I launch any EC2 mission in this public subnet and private subnet, if you want to communicate to the outside of the world, that means if you are going to access this EC2 mission from your home or office, then what you have to do is you have to reach out through the internet gateway. Through internet gateway, you have to create one public route table to this subnet. In this route table, you have to define the internet gateway route. Okay. When you define the route in this route table, this will allow you to communicate this EC2 mission. And the same way, you can create one more route table, that is private route table. I will show you how to create and how to add routes to this route table. Okay. So these two missions, EC2 missions, will communicate each other because when you create two subnets in the same VPC, the AWS automatically create the routes between these two subnets. When you are going to communicate from the outside, that is from home or office, then you have to create route table and internet gateway. Okay, let me show you how to do that. First, come to the VPC dashboard and this section, just select your VPCs. Here you can create the VPC option, and so here I'm going to select the VPC only and give the name for this one. Here I'm going to put the prod VPC and I'm going to give the IPC CADR value, and I'm not going to touch any default values. Okay, scroll down and just create the VPC button. Okay, now you have created your VPCs. This is the prod web VPC you have created right now. For this, what you have to do is just go to edit VPC settings and select the DNS host names. Okay, just save this. Now I'm going to create the subnets within the prod VPC. For this, I'm going to click on subnet option and select the create subnet options. Okay, within the subnet, within the VPC, prod VPC, you have to select the prod VPC. Within the prod VPC, I'm going to create the subnets. First, I'm going to create the public subnet and I'm going to select the 1A availability zone. Here, I'm going to give the subnet CIDR value. Okay, just scroll down and I'm going to create the private subnet as well. So scroll down. Here I'm going to create the private subnet as well. I'm going to select the different availability zone, that is 1B. So here I'm going to give the private subnet CIDR value. Okay, now click on create button. Okay, so for this public subnet, I'm going to edit the IPv4 settings. Just select edit subnet settings and enable auto assign public IPv4 address. When you enable this one, this option will assign the public IP to the EC2 machine. Okay, that means when you create the EC2 machine in this public subnet, it is going to assign the public IP to this EC2 machine. Okay, now just close. Now I'm going to create the one internet gateway for this VPC. Okay, for this I'm going to create the internet gateway option. I'm going to give my internet gateway name and just create internet gateway and attach this internet gateway to our VPC. For this, select the internet gateway and go to actions and attach to the VPC. Here you have to select the prod VPC, or you can assign only one internet gateway to our VPC. Okay, now you have to select attach internet gateway. Okay, what we have done is we have created two subnets and we have to create one internet gateway as well. Now I'm going to create the route tables as well. So for this session you have to create two internet gateway. One is public public route table and attach it to the production VPC. Okay. Now create the route table. So and I'm going to create the public private route table as well. And for the same VPC I'm creating the private route table. Okay. Create route table. So now you go to route table section and now you have to assign this subnet to this route table. Okay. For this association, what you have to do is just go to select public route table and in the subnet associations, you have to select the which subnet you want to assign to this route table. For that, what you have to do is just click on edit subnets and here you have to select public subnet. Just save associations. Okay. Now you have to define the routes. Nothing but you have to create the ways. Okay. We already discussed this is the internal routing. Okay. This is created by the AWS. That means when you create the two subnets, it is going to create this internal routing will created by the AWS. Okay. Now you have to create external route. You have to define the internet gateway in this route table. So now I'm going to define the same. Okay. Just click on add route. Just give this means apart from this series, if you any request comes from any IP address, that will denote this 0.0.0.0/0. Okay. If any request other than this IP series, that communication will reach out internet gateway. Okay. Now save settings. Okay. What it is going to define if any 10 series comes to this, any request comes to the CCTV mission that will communicate internally. Okay, that will communicate internally between these two EC2 missions. So other than this 10 series comes, then it will reach to this in target internet gateway. This is what I'm going to explain. Okay, for the private subnet, just select private subnet and go to the route table section and select the private route table. So here you have to give the subnet association. For this you have to select the under subnet association and edit subnet association. Here you have to select the private subnet association. Okay, this is how you are going to create the route table and enter the route table subnet association. Okay, I hope you understand the concept. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.